spot a little bit.
Yeah.
Our last question, and then again, I want to hear a little bit more about J3 before we conclude. You could have dinner with any wise guy, dead or alive. Who would it be and why?
Any wise guy, dead or alive? Well, it's got to be somebody that surrounds the whole Kennedy mess, right?
Yes. Did the mob kill
I think
Kennedy?
Joe Valachi.
Joe
So,
Valachi?
yeah, I think so because that still bothers me, that whole thing. I don't know if you guys read or listened to the book by Tom O'Neill, Chaos.
No.
It's a great listen or read. Brilliant dude. He's actually been on Danny Jones' podcast. But
Oh,
get a
wow.
chance to listen to that because what he does is he talks about the CIA's connection to the Kennedy assassination. More, it's about the Charles Manson whole thing and all those people. Like, I didn't realize that one of the Beach Boys, Brian Wilson, was right in the middle of that shit.
What?
No idea. Right? Same thing.
Nuts.
But listen to O'Neill's book. So I think Valachi for me would be somebody that could give me. He almost bridges both sides of this thing
Yeah.
in a way. So I probably would sit down with him.
Did the mob kill
Like
Kennedy?
the bull too. I like Sammy the Bull. I have a little history. You know that with the bull, right?
No, I don't.
So when he was actually housed for a short amount of time, we actually watched him at Fort Monmouth.
Oh, really?
He was testifying in New York. We had him for not a long period of time, but he loved to box.
Yeah.
And he loved to play racquetball. Now I think he plays handball, but he used to play racquetball.
Yeah.
So the great story. Judge Ackerman's the judge. Charles Ackerman was Charles Ackerman. Harold Ackerman's the judge. The bull was beating the shit out of a lot of agents who were decent fighters. So they bring a dude in from Arizona who's a Golden Glove champ, who's an agent, knocks the shit out of Gravano. Gravano has a hearing the next day. Ackerman says, "What's going on?" Everybody tells him the story. We got pissed, so we did this. You can't do that. And that's the start of Sammy's, I think, his racquetball career because we had to go play racquetball from then on. So that's a great story. But,
so did the mob kill Kennedy?
man, the more reading you do, the more you got to believe it. That's exactly what happened. Yeah, or the CIA. Because think about it, those guys can make people disappear as quickly or better than the mob
Well,
can.
I will tell you this, and I'm public about it. My previous show I did as a co-host with a former MAID member, and the feds watched that. They actually reached out to me more than once. Obviously, can't speak to the nature of it. So they're watching, right?
Definitely.
Is it feds watching my show now? I mean, have XY's guys, are they watching now, you think?
Somebody's watching.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody's always watching. I mean, listen, it's somebody's always watching. Somebody's always listening. Always. The fact that we're together and we've got backgrounds that are different and, not for bad purposes, but just for information. Knowledge is power, man. No matter where. It might not be people we want to be watching. Probably, I can guarantee you, CCP's listening to everything I have to say.
And I'll bet you the feds are like skipping the ads too. They're not even like getting me fully.
No, yeah, they're not giving you. I mean, 171, 962, 43. That's all they're making these days.
So this kind of goes along with your company. When you got into civilian life now, right, and you consult and everything, what's one thing you don't do? Like, do you tape your just like give us a little taste? What's one thing we got to stop doing immediately? Like, should this be in a lockbox at night? Should we tape our things?
I hate to say this because it cuts into my business. But social media, unless you have a reason, my reason is because there's so many idiots that continue to use it. It makes my life easier for open source, right? So I would say, as hard as it is, but we have businesses, right? So we have to be involved, right? My main reason to start it was to keep in communication with guys overseas that I don't get a chance to see a lot that I'm still friendly with. Well, now that's what Signal's for, right? So pretty good and pretty good encrypted messaging. But I would say remove that social media from you. But how hard is it from your kids? First off, it's a mental, for mental health, it's the worst thing a kid could be involved in because it makes it look like everybody else's life is fantastic, which is bullshit, right? But if I have the first thing I do with a client is do an audit of their social media and look at the stuff they're admitting to and point out 15 things. What are you, stupid? Look at this. You're telling them you're away for 3 weeks with all these. We have car jackings not in my house, because I'll shoot you. I'll tell you right now. I'll shoot you right from the window. I can't run anymore, but I can still, I'll pick you. I'll put it what lobe of the ear you want it in. I'll put it right there. But ultimately, my point is that, to me, for guys like us, where we can reduce it or where we can use services that